The morning air was sharp with cold when James's voice cut through the warehouse. "Diep, James. What are you two doing? Have you finished unloading all the goods?" "Yes." He wiped his hands on his trousers before continuing. "Sir," James replied calmly, "I've done a rough calculation. After deducting all expenses, labor costs included, the profit comes to around 90 million Vietnamese dong." The number hung in the air. Diep glanced at him, a quiet pride flickering in her eyes. Heavy but honest. James touched his lips unconsciously. They were cracked, dry from the winter wind. "Probably the cold," he muttered. "Do you have a bottle of something in your car? I'll give it to you later." The day moved on in small, ordinary gestures. Diep said softly. James mentioned that he had contacted the owner nearby. There was a car wash on the premises. So he decided to clean the car himself. "I often borrow the water to wash ginger and potatoes," he added with a faint smile. "I can wash your car too, Diep." She nodded. "Yes, sir." What surprised everyone was not the car wash, but the notebook in James's hands. "I didn't expect you to learn so fast," Diep said, leaning closer. "Let me see, you've written everything down already?" James flipped open the pages. Dates neatly marked beside each item. "Potatoes. Ginger. These are the days," he explained. "If I write them down, it's easier to calculate." Diep looked at him in disbelief. "Just yesterday, you couldn't even read," she said quietly. "And today," James replied, half smiling, "I can write." It had been a long time since he last drove her anywhere. When Diep asked where the car was parked, James sighed. "It's in the warehouse. I didn't want to touch it, it's been sitting there too long." "So it's dirty." "I'll wipe it," Diep offered. "Just the front is fine," James said quickly. "A quick wipe is enough. I know it won't be as clean as a professional car wash, but at least it'll be less dusty." They worked side by side, unhurried, just two people sharing time. No hierarchy, no rush. "Finished writing?" Diep asked later. "Yes, I didn't need to plan much today." She hesitated before asking. "Are you going anywhere later?" "I'm thinking of harvesting some oranges," James replied. "I heard there's an orchard in the north. I want to see if the oranges there are any good." Then, almost casually, he added, "Would you like to have coffee with me later?" Diep smiled. "Yes." As they washed the car together, James said, "It's nice, isn't it? Doing this ourselves. We save money, and we get to spend time together. I'm just worried it won't be as clean as a car wash." "Of course it won't," James laughed. Diep admitted. "They have much more modern equipment." Still, when he stepped back to look at the car, he said proudly, "Today, my car is even cleaner than at the car wash." Diep shook her head. "You're exaggerating." "It's clean enough," he insisted. Later, over coffee, Diep finally asked the question she'd been holding back. "James, is everything all right at home? Have you and your uncle made up? We haven't talked." He admitted, "I'm just living there. I think you should sit down and talk to your father," she said gently. "It'll make things easier for both of you." "Thank you, Diep." Growth, guilt, and quiet determination as the conversation deepened. James spoke of the months she hadn't seen. "When you weren't here," he said, "I don't even know how I managed everything, planning. Running the business, dealing with customers." He paused. "I couldn't contact my siblings. I kept telling myself to try harder. If I didn't know something, I learned it. I practiced calculations. At first, I was shy, hesitant with customers, but gradually, I got used to it." His voice softened. "If I didn't work hard, I wouldn't have had money to pay Nyi's tuition. I could have earned nothing. I could have gone hungry, but I had to earn money for her. Diep listened silently. You changed me, he continued, from a poor, illiterate girl, to who I am now, more assertive. I'm more confident. I think I need to work harder, to be worthy of being your wife. She smiled through the emotion. You didn't say anything wrong. Family shadows and unspoken conflicts, then came the truth James had been carrying. I heard Lynn say you met your father, he said. I couldn't reach him at the time. When I found out, he hired someone to warn me, telling me to end our relationship before I could see you safely. I was devastated. That's why I went to talk to your father. Diep said quietly. I only returned to my family because of my mother. James explained, and because there are workers waiting for me. As for my father, I don't think he's given up his intentions yet. He looked at her earnestly. Please don't make things harder for him. Diep shook her head firmly. But he's still my father. I don't want to see you and your father fighting over me. Just promise me one thing. Don't overthink it when you return to your family. Don't think you're going back just to reclaim everything. James answered without hesitation. If I wanted everything back, I would never have chosen you. I'm willing to trade everything for you. That's why I have to go back. Oranges, warmth, and everyday love life went on in simpler rhythms. Laughing with customers, selling oranges at the market, counting small bills, peeling fruit for NHI. Heating bathwater, cooking dinner, reviewing homework. Auntie Diep misses Uncle James, NHI said one evening. So do I, Diep replied, smiling as she dialed his number. James would arrive late, busy with work, but always arrive. At another table, another story unfolded, of a former convict rebuilding his life. Raising chickens, growing vegetables, planting hope row by row, James listened, learned, reflected. And then came the truth from the past, a contract signed in desperation. A betrayal. A family stripped of everything. My father said Diep looks just like her mother, James added quietly. He must have known her, but I don't know the rest of the story. The past remained unresolved. But the present was real.